Welcome
Oh,
back,
got it.
y'all. I'm your host, Sully, and we got another wonderful and very determined guest tonight. She really wanted to do this interview, so we were making it happen. We got adult model Leigh Derby on the show. Welcome, welcome.
Well, hello, Sully.
Hey. So, we have previously had other people in the industry on here, like Derek Pierce and Leslie Zinn, the latter who you might recall working with.
Oh, yes, I do
Who's
actually recall
who are some of your
Leslie.
other favorite collaborators?
Mm. No, I do like. I worked with Leslie Zen when I come over to
Right.
LA. She's
Mm-hmm.
amazing, yeah, fabulous, amazing figure, super hot,
Yep.
super sexy, just a great personality. She had this amazing tan line, which I was like, oh my God, how have you actually managed to achieve that tan line? It was unbelievable.
Yeah, she's a total rebel, and she was able to get a very long lasting career without an agent, without any other way
Yeah,
of having to split the bill. She just was like, "Hey, no, this is how we're doing this."
yeah. No, she's good. She's a good kid, definitely.
Sure, for sure. So just looking back at my notes, yes, I did research. How did you first get involved with the American companies?
Oh, okay. So I first got involved in the porn industry because I was working on a babe show in the UK. I don't know whether you know or you've seen Babe Station,
No,
which is
I do not
it's
know
a, it's
this
it's a TV channel which broadcasts
channel.
late at night,
Yeah.
and we take premium rate phone calls from people.
Oh, jeez.
So my job was to be on screen, shaking a phone, encouraging people to make a phone call to come and say hi, talk about sex, talk about what the fantasies were or whatever tickled the fancy at that particular time,
That's wild.
and pay a premium rate for it. So I was working on the babe shows, and I loved it. I had such a good time. It was basically going to have a party with your girlfriends. We'd all have a nice time there, and everyone would just be enjoying themselves. I love talking about sex. I like helping people have better sex.
You're in good company.
So for me, to know, so I'm helping someone have a better orgasm that night, or sex with their wife, with their husband, or whoever it was that we was talking to, gave me the satisfaction, which was great. So working on that channel and got me in touch with a couple of different people within the sex industry, and I got introduced to Danny D. And
I see. Okay,
Danny,
he's big,
yes, Danny
international
D
star. Yeah.
was my first porn scene. I met him. He's hilarious. He made me laugh. He made me feel comfortable. He was absolutely fabulous. Everything what he did was just brilliant. And he was like, "Well, why don't you just shoot some porn?" I was like, "You know what? Go on then.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Go on then. Go on then. What? I'm going to get paid to have some sex on screen, and I'm going to enjoy myself." And he, like I said, he's fabulous. He's a great guy. Like he's funny.
Nice.
So it worked well. So I shot a few. Then I ended up going to LA, shooting a few scenes in LA, working with a couple of different people, working for. Are you allowed to say the names of companies on here, or are you
Yeah,
just?
as long as you're not
I
defamation of character.
No, yeah, I no. Well, I only ever shot mainstream porn with Brazzers anyway. That was the company I was mainly contracted
Hmm.
to, and I shot all of my stuff with.
Right.
And Babe Station back in the UK. So I did a couple of different scenes, which were with a couple of smaller companies, but none of the actual porn scenes that sort of like. I call it Hollywood porn when you shoot with Brazzers, because that's what it's like. It is Hollywood porn.
Hmm.
It's porn which looks fabulous. You know, you're in makeup and hair, and you look fabulous, and it's all good. And it's nice. It's nice porn. I'm not gonna
Oh yeah.
complain. Yeah, so
No
I've
complaints.
enjoyed it. So I did a few scenes with them. Um, then I got a job offer for a marketing company,
Eh.
and I retired. I retired from the industry in 2017. and I've not shot anything since then.
Do you miss it?
But yeah, it never left me alone. Basically, I was never really able to walk away from the industry. So the industry was always there. So when you talk about life in the industry and this, that, and the other, whether you do it and you walk away from it, you can't walk away from it. It just doesn't allow you to do it. I had numerous different scenarios with different directors and different co-workers who knew what my past job was, who was trying to make me feel a way about what my job was.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I know. And I was like,
it's never easy, because there's going to be some douchebags who are slut shaming. Then there's going to be others who are like, tell me more. And you're like, I don't want to talk about that.
I'm not asked what you've done in your last job.
Yeah.
So why are you bothered what I've done in my last job? Why?
The background check cleared. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, the only thing which alarms me from this line of work is people feel they've got a right or an obligation to find out the ins and outs of you and how you do.
Scoop. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, look, I saw a funny TikTok the other day, and it was like, I'm a stripper. The girl was saying she's a stripper or something like that, and she's like, I just tell people I'm an accountant because accountants are boring and nobody wants to ask questions about an accountant. And I was like, you know what, that actually makes so much sense, because the minute you say I'm an adult actress, or I've worked in the adult industry, it's like question. People are fascinated. People are intrigued. So in a way, it's kind of flattering, but it does get a little bit intrusive at times when it becomes the topic of the conversation and no one's really interested in what Jackie, who works at NatWest Bank, does for her daily duties. Do you know what I mean? People want to know what I do for my daily duties and working in this industry. So there's pros and cons to it. Obviously, look, I'm not complaining about the job itself. It pays me bills. So
yeah, and according to the Lord of Porn site, and you can tell me if that's bullshit or not, it also claims you got into you're a professional makeup artist.
I was a professional makeup artist before I got into porn.
Gotcha. And you cited here as saying you would have applied it in the adult film industry had you stuck with it. So that would have been an interesting mission of both worlds.
Yeah. Makeup and porn goes hand in hand. I've been on set and when my head's been sweating and I've had the aircon on and off because they can't have it on when you're filming. The makeup's been pouring off my face. So you have to be able to do the duties of fulfilling a full face of makeup if needed. But sometimes people kind of like a little bit more raw. They want to see they want to see your face not full of makeup.
Funny how it works.
Yeah, obviously everyone's different. Look, everyone's different. My motto is whatever floats your boat, as long as you don't mess with kids and you don't mess with animals, then you're all right.
As long as no one gets killed.
Well, yeah, obviously that as well.
As long as this isn't a snuff film set.
It's all as long as it's all consensual and it's adult, no messing with kids, no messing with animals, and like you said, no one gets fucking murdered or anything like that. Then let's enjoy ourselves. Sex should be embraced. Sex should be enjoyed and celebrated, and instead of it being frowned upon and looked at with people putting downers on it, because the reason why there's so much bullshit and all this weird stuff going out is because people can't talk openly about what floats their boat.
We'll return after these messages.
Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. Join us every Tuesday as we discuss movies, TV, games, and even music, new and old.
Dude, what do you think you're doing?
Are you seriously trying to record a promo without us right now?
Well, yeah.
Dude, you can't just do the promo by yourself. Who's gonna listen to that?
Yeah, and you probably haven't even told them that we're a pop culture podcast where we always agree on everything. For instance, the Sam Raimi trilogy easily being the best of the Spider-Man movies.
No. But I think we can all agree that Jaws is a classical masterpiece.
Nope, don't like that. But we do all agree that the sequel trilogy of Star Wars is the best in the Skywalker saga, right, guys?
That comment is so ridiculous. I don't even know where to begin.
Anyways, that'll do it from all of us here at Culture Shock. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast recs and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
We let things pile up in the DVR, we add them to our queues, we wait for the DVDs and Blu-rays. We time shift. The Time Shifters Podcast. Sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superheroes, comedy, action, film, television, maybe some not-so-current events. Find us on iTunes or at timeshifterspodcast.com.
Cool thing about Blind Knowledge is we are in multiple countries. We are worldwide all across the globe. We are in the US, we are in the UK, we are in Canada, Germany, India, Japan. We're in Australia, y'all. BlindKnowledge.com. Now back to the feature presentation.
It's a systematic issue, much like
exactly,
everything
babe.
else.
So they go searching on the internet, and then they end up on these all weird, wonderful. Well, not wonderful. They end up on these weird and fucking fucked up sites, and then then they end up down this other rabbit hole, and then they end up there, and then they end up there, and then before you know it, they're into fucking all sorts. And this is what the problem is. If we just embraced and said, look, sex is great, sex between two consenting adults, or three consenting adults, or four even, depending on what type of mood you're in on that night. But come on, let's actually just enjoy sex for what it is, and let's actually I feel like I'm a pretty vanilla porn star. I'm not that. I don't do nothing extreme in my eyes, anyway.
Yeah.
Regarding my sexual antics. But
you often get a lot of those loaded questions and offers, and you're like, next question.
Yeah, I'm just like, no. Look, if it doesn't do it for me, then I'm not doing it. Yeah, totally.
And unfortunately, it's almost as bad as acting, but a little worse. I notice a lot of people, once they get an offer, then you get stereotyped into that offer, but even more so. Like, you did something extreme, now you can only do extreme. You go back. Oh, yeah.
Well, no, you can't. No, well, you can't, babe. You can actually say no. Look, I get people, because I did a couple of scenes with a lot younger star, because I'm known as the ultimate MILF porn star.
Mm-hmm.
They typecast me with a lot younger looking. Now I've got kids, and there has to be an element of a line that can't be crossed in my mind for what I want to shoot and what I want to film. And sometimes they try to push that boundary a little bit too much. But I'm just like, I can actually choose and say, no, I'm not going to shoot with that person. That person's way too young. I'm not going to refer to them as this, that,
Much
and
like
the other.
Monopoly, don't pass go,
Yeah.
not collect 100.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, then fine. Well,
Right.
I won't pass go because I'm not gonna shoot something and refer to somebody that I'm not feeling comfortable in that scenario. It's getting filmed and it's going to be on the internet, and I've always thought about it as, when it gets filmed and it's out there forever, which I've discovered when I tried to walk away from the industry. The industry didn't let me walk away from it because I know when it's on the internet, it's constantly there for the rest of my life. I'm not naive to think that it was just going to drop off, but I didn't expect it to still stay as prominent as it was.
I've had the same thing with B-movie actors. They don't keep up with their IMDb or anything, and next thing you know, I'm in this stupid monster movie that people have rented, and they're just like, "Oh, I didn't know anyone actually saw it."
It's like, what the heck? I was
Wishful
like, why have I not dropped off? Why have I not dropped off the freaking rankings yet? As no one knew that come on and took my place yet. No,
and
there isn't.
Sometimes fans, as we've discovered on the internet, are very toxic. And all one can do is just report their comments and block them because.
To be fair, love, you know what, babe? To be fair, I actually have got an amazing fan base.
Oh, that's good.
And so, to be fair, I say I've not dropped off. The reason why I've not dropped off is because I've got some proper die-hard, hardcore fans who has been supportive of me from day one. And even though I retired and I disappeared, a lot of people kept my name and profile going through fake and catfish accounts. So now that was like, it was like a bittersweet scenario because they kept my name alive because they were, and because I wasn't around to monitor it and to report them and to get rid of them, they was just doing what they wanted to do. And there was numerous situations where people were like pretending to, well, still is now. All you need to do is go on Instagram or Twitter and Google Leigh Derby and see how many accounts are on there. And literally, I can't even have my own name, love. I have to be called the real Leigh Derby or the Leigh Derby or Doc.
That's true.
Leigh
there are a lot
Derby.
of impersonation accounts, and it's just very annoying how half the time you have to tell people this guy's, if they ask for your credit card account, and it's amazing how many times we've had to have this conversation. It's almost as bad as Social Security, where we have to remind, our elders,
so many.
If they're asking for this or that, that's a hacker.
Yeah, honestly. So for me, with me disappearing off the scene, I basically gave everyone free reign to just do what they wanted with my name and with my pictures, and I wasn't aware of it. So when I decided to come back into the, and this is what I'm saying. It's like a little bit of a bittersweet scenario because when I decided to come back into the industry, when I reinstated my OnlyFans, I already had a core, solid, hardcore fan base, which had already been there previously and had still been fans and still been supporting me without my knowledge.
Oh, wow.
If that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So I'm grateful for them, but I just still don't understand why there's not been anything new that's come and took over from it. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I reinstated my OnlyFans. I'm paying my bills, so I can't complain.
Do it at your own time, at your own pace.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. But I must admit, my fans are all pretty decent. Touch wood. Hold on. I don't have any horrible fans. Every now and then you get some asshole who wants to come with some negativity, and they just shut them down, block them, delete. There you go.
All you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even know that they're real. They might just be a 6-year-old who just trolls any first thing they see.
Yeah, no. But most of my fans are decent, and I've got full respect for, and I have full appreciation for every single one of them. I really do.
It's nice.
So, yeah, no, I've always said that. I feel like it's come from working on Babe Station because when I would literally be helping people have better relationships, and this is where the whole scenario of giving people sexual
it is the fantasy after all.
Pointers and advice, and I help people. I like helping people have better sex. It it gives me great satisfaction to know that I'm helping you in your personal private sex life, whether that be helping you achieve going speaking to somebody or with your wife or doing something on your own or whatever it is. It gives me satisfaction, so it's all good. I like that. That's what makes me smile. It gives me a warm fuzzy feeling, which is good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
No, that is good because that's what it's meant for. And anyone else who wants to politicize it or anything, they're just missing the point. They're just trolling.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What is your diet and fitness plan like?
Oh, I'm a lazy bastard.
Okay. That answers that. You're often called Amazonian due to your height, I noticed.
I'm very well, I'm 5'11". And every time I have a personal trainer, I end up having sex with them, and then it ends up not being a personal training session.
Well, hey.
Yeah, so and
they
then
both got something out of it, and then some. Okay, nice.
No, because then I'm just like, oh, I employed you to be my personal trainer, and just and then it ends
a different
up
kind of trainer now.
No, because I don't want it to be that type of trainer.
I know, I'm just kidding.
and then it ends up getting uncomfortable, and then it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I'll just have to go. I'll just have to get my kettlebells out and do some skipping in the house again.
Nice. How did you feel actually comfortable transforming your body when you got into this industry?
I feel like I had my boobs first done when I first got into the industry, when I finished breastfeeding my youngest child, because my tits just disappeared. So I literally had empty boobs. So I decided to have a boob job purely to replace what was there. And I felt like I looked kind of sexy. I had a photo shoot because I wanted to have a little bit of a, let me just make myself feel a bit better. And I know I've still got it type thing.
Right.
And then that's where the start of it come from. So I only transformed my body before I even got into the industry, to be fair. And then it was only people's curiosity and people's interest why I started shooting some photo shoots and, like I said, working on the babe shows, and then consequently working for Brazzers. So was purely because I wanted to just boost my ego with let me realize that I could still be sexy after having kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see that your hobbies include traveling, shopping, selfie lover, internet surfing, and you're also a fan of dogs. Do you have any animals?
I've actually got 2 cats now.
Oh, nice.
I've got two beautiful black cats. One boy cat looks like he's wearing a tuxedo because he's got these little white paws, and his name's Nicholas Pepe.
Nice.
And after the football player, my son decided to name it.
According to Global Zone today, you're a big fan of your favorite clothing is Louis Vuitton, Levi's, and Armani. So you can.
Where are you getting this information?
I just said Global Zone today. I'm not making this up. So
what the heck?
Maybe it was added by fans. I don't know.
Yeah, no. No, I don't think I'm a fan of any clothing as such, to be fair.
Right, then they're just pulling out somewhere.
Yeah, they pull.
Like I said, if it's bullshit, feel free to stop me.
I read how much my net worth was supposed to be, and I was like, oh, okay then. Where are we accessing this?
Yeah, it's crazy how you'll find anything, and then it just. You got to keep up with it, otherwise people just keep reposting it and citing it.
Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, babe, I'm not really that asked. People can say what they want, and if people are interested, and then all they need to do is ask me the question, and I will. I'm very honest. I'm very open. You know, I don't need to sort of say one thing and I'll just say the truth if someone asks a question.
And plus, you're out of it, so it can't very well hurt you or anything, you know.
Yeah. So exactly, babe.
Your fans know you're not in there anymore. So they miss you, but that's a whole different story, and it's just awesome because basically, you know, everyone knows what's bullshit and what's not.
Yeah. Where's your favorite clothing brand?
I don't keep up with that either. So let's just say the first awesome pants or shirts company. Anyway, what is your favorite?
Is that an actual real background behind you? What I can see now.
No, that is the San Francisco background.
Oh, is it? No, so is it not? Is that not like a live picture? Is it not like a live video?
Yeah, no, it's just a very awesome background for those who are listening.
Oh, right, okay.
I have an awesome San Francisco background.
It does actually look quite cool. I just thought the sun. I thought I was going to see the sun coming up behind you, and I thought, oh, that actually looks well cool. There's nothing nicer than being on a plane at that time of day when you see the sun coming up. It's beautiful.
Right.
Honestly, love it.
Funny how it works.
Love it.
What is your favorite position to this very day?
Okay. I think my favorite sexual position. Sorry, for some reason my Twitter's going off. I don't know how to stop the notifications. I do like missionary. I like a good missionary position because when you can look in someone's eyes and you can kiss and you can get it nice and deep and you can just feel when you're with someone who you're feeling. Mish, definitely. If you're with someone who you just want to fuck, doggy.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah. So let's just differentiate it because obviously, sex again, it's mood and mindset. Each time you have sex, you can't just have robotic sex and be like, oh, that's the position that I like. It depends on your mood.
Right.
Always depends on your
Very
mood.
Nice. What tips and tricks do you have for those who are just now getting into this type of career?
Just do your research with who you're going to be potentially working with.
Nice.
Definitely do your research and stick to what your true mindset is. Don't sort of what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word when you
background check?
Yeah, you know when some people just think,
profile.
oh, you know what, I feel like I have to do that because I look, stick to your guns. Just stay with your mindset. Stay focused with who you are and what you want to do.
I mean, and you mentioned it earlier how anyone can pretty much work from home doing this, or actually.
Yeah, you know what? It's one of the best decisions I made was to reinstate my OnlyFans, and it just gave me the freedom, and it gave me just the ability to be able to be in control of my income, my time, what I wanted to do. I when I retired from the industry, I got a job offer for a company which offered to pay me a shitload of money to go and do this, and this. But they wanted my soul. They basically, it was like they wanted my blood. There was no two ways about it. I didn't have a life while I was working for them at all.
Yeah,
so,
screw that.
And they made me feel guilty. They tried to make it like, oh, we've saved you from working from that bad industry, and oh my gosh, you don't have to work as a porn star no more. You don't have to do this. And I was like, no, you're actually making my life worse than me working in the porn industry. At least the porn industry. The porn industry gets such bad press from
right. Don't add fuel to the fire.
Exactly, babe. I'm telling you. And you know what, right?
And it's often too good to be true. It's just like how so many you see reports about every now and again about how there's people pretending to be a legit therapist. When it's like they have the credential, but their mission is to basically kind of like a dentist, is to convince you to keep coming back. So please break your teeth, or please use this toothpaste that disrupts your teeth.
It's actually not going to do. It's not actually not going to help you.
We want you to be a recurring client as opposed to actually have legit record of helping out everyone.
Yeah.
And
You're talking about the whole pharmaceutical industry there.
It's a segment of that. There have been. I'm glad you brought into that. There's been many who have had to actually do, don't take what any specialist says, take the grain of salt, actually do a research and say, no, I want this prescription, not this one, not that one, not as a substitute, because it can totally mess up your whole body, your whole system. If
you know what, I'm sorry, I don't agree with any medicine, any prescription medicine whatsoever.
Right.
Every single prescribed medicine has been derived from a natural plant, a natural plant or a natural herb. Mm-hmm. So all you need to do is research the ingredients of whatever the supposed prescription is that a doctor is trying to prescribe you. And you will find a actual herbal remedy which it can do the same thing.
So you'd rather do it yourself? Believer. That's fine.
No, but look, just have a little search, Dr. Sebi. There you go. I'll just say that to you.
Nice.
Honestly, just check Dr. Sebi out and see what he can cure naturally.
Okay.
So nice. I'm a massive believer in that. Honestly, you are what you eat, and when you're sticking shit in your body, you're gonna be shit. If you're putting good stuff in your body, then you don't actually need all the bullshit and nonsense which we put into our bodies anyway, and half the drugs that they put on. And no offense to you, because obviously you're in America, it's fucking rife for it. Honestly,
yep. Corporate America.
Yeah, it's nonsense. All of the processed bullshit what they force down people's necks over there. Horrible.
They even put it in our food. That's how bad it is. So,
It's in your water, love. It's in your water. It's in the fucking air. It's not even just in the water. It's in your air. Anyway, you know what I mean? You haven't really got much choice on it. But
other than fine alternatives, there's people who are going to the central markets, and it's like you gotta have extra amount of money just to eat healthier. And like you did bring up a good concept on herbs. There's so many where you can make your own garden, you can make your own medicine. Yeah.
Just need to do a little bit of research and check everything out. But everything is
worth taking a whole day out of anyone's day just to find out, okay, this works. Or
but you know what? It's worth it if it's going to put an extra blooming 5 or 10 years on your life. I'm sorry, I'd rather just commit to a little bit of time and research into it. Mm-hmm. It's not hard, and it's actually quite interesting once you start looking. It's actually and you've got to think about your kids. This is our children's future. You've got to look into.
Yeah, you got 4 kids.
Yeah, I've got 4 kids, and I made my youngest son had a chest infection not so long ago, so I made him a medicine where I boiled red onion and honey and garlic and ginger all in the pan, and then I boiled it all down until it made like this thick, kind of put a load of honey in it and made it into like a thick medicine. And it was like, oh, don't make me drink that. And I was like, you're drinking it. And he was better in 2 days. He was better in 2 days. He was better in 2 days. Telling you, honestly. So, and if you search the benefits of onions in human benefits, especially to do with the lung capacity, honestly, works well. Right. Works wonders. Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting all witchy on you now.
No, it's true. It's all stuff we got to do. We're finding different ways there's pills that are...
Fuck the pills.
These are in red cider vinegar that are very good.
Yeah, honestly, everything's natural. There's always a natural alternative to any ailment that you've got, and I believe it. I use coconut oil. I've got a jar of coconut oil in every room of my house, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, because the coconut oil works for absolutely everything, all elements. Bingo. So you can imagine what I use it for in the bedroom. Makeup remover.
Okay, even better.
and lubricants.
Oh, well. The more you know.
Obviously, you can cook with it. And you can brush your teeth with it. It's fabulous.
Coconuts, honestly. Baby.
Yeah, coconuts. They say coconuts from the tree of life.
Right.
That's what they say. So, who am I to argue?
I love it in my candy, personally. So why do you think you're just so strong and independent? Like, you've just been a do-it-yourself kind of person.
Yeah. Why do I think?
Well, yeah. Why do you think that is? Why you've always been that way, you think?
Because because I am strong and independent, and I do it myself. Because if you can't rely on yourself to do shit, then who the fuck can you rely on?
Mm-hmm. Rely on you. Be you.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
now we got some fun side questions. Who are your celeb crushes?
Sorry?
Who are your celeb crushes?
My celeb crushes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know. Don't know. I think I might have to come back to that. I don't watch TV.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. So
Yeah.
no, you might like Ted Lasso. That's set in the UK with a bunch of Americans. It's pretty funny. And
I don't watch TV, and I don't. Obviously, I do go on Twitter, and I go on Instagram, but I don't really know who any celebrities are.
All right.
Maybe Anthony Joshua. There you go. That boxer. He's fit.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll probably be a celeb crush.
I'm not familiar with.
To be fair, yeah.
Oh, the professional boxer. Okay.
Yes, boxer. Yeah, he's sexy.
Nice. Anything else that you're reading or looking at or just recommend?
At the moment, I'm going away on Thursday. So I'm trying to go through my wardrobe and not buy anything new. So at the moment, that my main concentration is clearing a wardrobe of stuff and trying to pack a case for 2 weeks to go away for Christmas.
Man.
Yes. So I'm not really into reading anything as such at this moment in time. I did actually watch Harry and Meghan the other day, and I thought it was quite interesting. Did you watch that?
I don't keep up with UK politics like
no,
that.
Nor do I, to be fair. But isn't that a crossover? The reason why I thought it might work, because I'm sure that's a crossover, because I'm sure Meghan's American.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like they're having a bit of a witch hunt now at the moment, which is not very nice.
Yeah.
Poor Cal.
Just
I feel sorry for him. Yeah, no, like I said, love, honestly, one thing I did watch and I really enjoyed on Netflix the other day was The Swimmers. That might be a bit deep on politics.
Is it a documentary or no? It's an actual.
It's a movie. It's a movie on Netflix about and she's a real Olympic swimmer who won the Olympics, and she was a Syrian refugee who come. Yes, and she actually ended up winning. Watch the movie. Honest to God, I sobbed all the way through it. It was a proper emotional movie. Honestly, The Swimmers.
Okay.
Yeah, on Netflix. So that was the last movie that touched me that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Watch that. That's a cracker, telling you. And it just gives you a minute to realise, and you think, you know what, right? People just live in their ignorant bliss as to what's going on in the world, but shit's happening all over and no one really knows about it. And sometimes this is why I feel sometimes I get kind of emotional, because sometimes I think people just don't care.
Yeah.
We let people live on the streets. We let people sleep in the cold. We let people go to bed hungry. What type of human nature is that? Realistically.
Exactly. Just total contrarians, where it's like, can't be serious.
It's fucked up, babe. It's fucked up. And you know what, right? And I just think what the heck are we actually really here for?
Exactly. And when it gets that contrarian, it's just like I'm just shrugging my shoulders. This should not be happening.
Yeah, exactly. And then you think, so but I volunteered. I was volunteered to go out tonight with one of my friends, but I'm going to go tomorrow. And then I'm flying. I'm going away. I'm away for 2 weeks, so I can have my ignorant bliss for 2 weeks just because I can. But it doesn't stop me feeling guilty. It doesn't stop me feeling guilty. But and then my friend says to me, "You shouldn't feel guilty," but I do. And then I think, I should have just let my house be open to some homeless people for a couple of weeks. And then I'm like, oh no, my daughter would never forgive me. my kids would kill me. What the fuck are you doing, letting the house open for homeless people for 2 weeks? But you know what, right? We should be able to do that, but you can't, because people take drugs and people do this and people do that, and then there's all sorts of nonsense, and then people end up not wanting to do stuff because of people's actions in this and that, and then we just end up in a vicious circle where we don't actually ever get anywhere. We don't never make any progress.
Right. That's why you always ask beforehand. Do you guys actually want to pose a solution before we have this argument, or are we just again debating endlessly?
I know. Yeah, I know. I don't know what solution can we pose for this. Well, it's like when in the UK, you said you're not really up on UK politics. But let me just touch on this for a minute.
I know about how some of them want to pose like police state type stuff.
Yeah. Well, basically, when obviously the Ukrainian war is obviously still happening, but when they was inviting and asking UK residents to open up their houses to Ukrainian citizens, but the royal family
make it be your problem now that we've exploited them.
The royal family has got thousands of empty rooms in hundreds of different royal properties across the UK, and not a single one of them was opened up for the Ukrainian refugees.
Ridiculous.
So it makes you think a little bit like, what are you asking us normal people with our normal 3-4 bedroom houses?
They know, because if they did it on
house.
Here's why. Basically, if we pose that, everyone would be like, this isn't America anymore, because there's just a lot of bigotry towards any kind of refugee, because there's just that much fear mongering here in the States. So, but
why is a refugee even called a refugee? Do we not all live on planet Earth?
Right. Have we not all flocked to another country at some point or thought about it?
Exactly. You know what? There's not a single look, even in the UK, when people do the genealogy, look, every single white American person is a refugee to America.
Yeah.
White people aren't native to America, are they?
Yeah. We've all immigrated over here or through ancestry.
Exactly. Not a single white person's a native to America.
But don't tell that to the supremacists who are like, yeah, we did it all. And just like, no.
Fuck them assholes.
I know. I got to deal with trolls from them every day who are the whole, I refuse to apologize.
I'll don't fucking apologize. I'll say, fuck you, fucking assholes. And that comes from me. Fuck you. Because you know what, right?
I just find it funny how they are kind of built as part of that whole greasy machine that is we must be proud of who we are, even though we're gross and disgusting.
Be proud of who you are if you actually do your research. I'm sorry, I don't want to be insult any single human
and just
being
own up
on
to
this
it.
planet.
It's like, hey, my ancestors wronged you. I'm sorry about that. Instead of, it was a good idea at the time. It's like, it wasn't a good idea at the time.
A true Native American is not white. So
right.
So I don't know where they get this freaking look. We're getting into politics now, which is getting this is.
So how do you avoid politics in your day-to-day life? So I mean,
I don't, babe. I don't to talk about it all the time, and I just get involved in it, and I do get excited about it, and I do get dragged into it, and I hate bigotry, and I hate bullshit, and I hate when people, like you were saying about these fucking white American people saying make America great and all that bullshit and all that nonsense, when America was very, very great, was very, very amazing, until a bunch of people decided to go and start trying to change the history of it and erase the other history.
Leave all these hateful politicians in control because now they defunded education. So it's
education's the most controlling, archaic bullshit system, which every single human being on the planet needs to dismiss, because that is how they just take control over the kids' mindsets and force this bullshit narrative into their brains, which is not good.
Yeah, it's very exhausting. When you try to change the conversation, how do you do that? Because it's not easy to do, and sometimes there are people who just want to force it, and you're like, okay, what part of I don't want to have this conversation do you not understand? You know?
Yeah, I just move on, love. I'm just like, oh, you know what? You can't argue with stupid.
We were having Thanksgiving here, and I had some cousins who wanted to ask me, "What do you think of Kanye West?" And I was like, "Next question." It's a whole cluster. Why you get into that? Why give him any more attention?
What do you think of Kanye?
It's basically a matter of I've never been a fan of his music, but that bias aside, it was a matter of literally, it just kind of like Trump. It was just the whole locker room talk, but not really. And it's like, okay, there's a difference between locker room talk. There's a difference between I'm going to kick your team's ass versus no, I absolutely fucking hate you and I have no apology and blah, blah, blah. And this is like, and obviously then he mixed in the whole, Hitler was right bullshit. And then, his agent dropped him. And then it was just like, well, here's the thing. There's zero excuse. And there's so many people who were trying to put him on, oh, he just needs mental health help. I'm like, no. He's exploiting that for his own excuse to be an asshole when he's already been on the record saying, I refuse to take any kind of prescription you give me, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, so he doesn't want to be helped. So move on.
At the end of the day, right, he's just a normal human being, just the same as the rest of everyone else there on the planet. And he's got his opinion. And he's got his life, which has been affecting him, which obviously, look, no one knows unless you've walked a day in his shoes. We don't know what goes on in his life. And then with all this Kim Kardashian and all this Balenciaga shit as well going on, we don't know. We don't know what's happened in their lives. But for me, I just think sometimes you just got to try and take a step back and have a minute,
and that's just it.
Understand.
Like he thrives on all that fame and stardom, and so he refuses to even.
Yeah, exactly. Look, love, he's standing there doing press conferences saying he doesn't want his kids in the media, but he's putting his own kids in the media and shit.
Yeah,
you're being slightly hypocritical. You're being slightly hypocritical. You've made your life out of the media. You've made your life out of being in the public eye on all of this scenario, and so is your missus. So. Just you guys do what you do, but just don't force it on other people. So don't come and say what your way is right, because it is a little bit forcing, shall we say? I don't know what the right word is. What I'm looking for to when you're trying to make someone. When he does the whole Sunday service stuff, I like Kanye. I like the music. I listen to Kanye, and I've enjoyed Kanye music. But I can't watch Kanye on social media because I just think, nah, mate, you're just too much. If this is real, what you're saying is real, then why the fuck is it still going on?
Absolutely.
So you should have put an end. If it's all real, otherwise it's all just all this circus staged bullshit. Which again, create a circus. What did he say? Keep people entertained and all that malarkey. There you go, circus. If you can't entertain with the two of the most influential, and I say that in people in the whole planet, then you know what, you can't. Then the majority of your people are being entertained, aren't they? So
Exactly.
But yeah, don't go. Let's steer away from politics because I thought we was having a nice conversation about sex.
What are some future aspirations you're planning on right now?
I am working on my website where I am doing a sort of a pointer diary, and I want daily tips and a daily diary, which I'm going to have available in the new year, where singles and people in a relationship are able to just enable them to have a better sex life, things which they're curious of. I'm going to give pointers on, so I'll do a couple of masterclasses. So if someone's
going to come down.
If someone's curious about how to have, because not everyone enjoys anal sex, not everyone enjoys oral sex, not everyone enjoys group sex. There's different sex scenarios which I just want to do masterclasses and pointers on and help people have better experiences on it. Do it right. Do it in a way which people aren't going to get upset and hurt, and just actually understanding what you're doing before you're doing it. I want to educate people. Yeah.
Actually welcome the conversation instead of, it's if you want to know or you're not ready to ask, if you're not ready to ask, you're not ready to know. It's like, well,
no, I want people to understand the consequences, because everyone thinks it's a good idea to have a threesome. So they said to say to your missus on your birthday, I really fancy a threesome, or your mate looks fit, let's do this, let's do that. But they don't actually put the consequences into action as to what's going to happen the next day when your missus is looking at you thinking, oh my God, you was fucking her harder than you was fucking me. Do you know what I mean? And then the potential dramas what comes from it when your missus's mate falls in love with you because she's never had dick like that before. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, these are the consequences and these are the scenarios we have to address. And this is what I just want to try and talk about with people before they do these things. So, some of the other aspirations are to address them things. And obviously I'm doing some sex parties as well, which are going to be good.
Interesting.
Yes.
Any sites that you recommend for something of that magnitude? Any sites that you recommend for something of that magnitude?
My site, which I'm working on right now, so watch this space.
Nice. Okay, very neat. Any other recommendations or just tips and advice you'd just like to leave people with before we go?
Just like I said, just enjoy yourself, be open and honest. Don't chat shit. If you want to try something new, be open, talk about it. Mm-hmm. People don't like miscommunication. People don't like deceit. So honesty is always the best policy, and it always comes out in the wash anyway. That's what I always say. So you might as well discuss it. And if you're with someone who you can't discuss what your sexual potential fantasies are, then you're not with the right person. Gotcha. Move on. Yeah, move on. Find that person who you can talk about your sex life with. You need to be with someone who you can openly express with. And it's not that hard to do that. And if you can't, then you're with the wrong person. So I feel for you. And, we can try and work through that and give you some tips and pointers. But ideally, just call it a day. Move on. Life is too short to be unhappy.
Very nice. And it's been a joy talking to you. I know this was a long time coming, and no pun intended. And
sorry, I've just literally chatted for the whole duration, haven't I? Have you covered everything that you wanted to cover?
Absolutely.
Are you sure?
Unless there's any other future projects or crowdfunder or anything else you want to promote?
Crowdfunder. Do you reckon we could do a crowdfunder for one of my sex parties?
I mean,
that could work.
There's no telling, sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. You know what? Okay, then, well, if there's anyone listening who wants to get involved with some potential investment opportunity, I can guarantee you it's going to be the total high-end, purely exclusive, and very private, very discreet type of party.
Okay, one last one. I'm lying.
Come on.
Will you ever return to makeup?
I might return to porn.
Oh.
Or maybe I could do a hybrid, a makeup artist turned porn star. She gets lulled into the set. There you go, brothers. That's the scene for you.
The more you know.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe I could do that. That could work.
You
heard it here first.
Heard it here first. This wasn't exclusive.
Yes. Well, really nice chatting to you, babe. I've enjoyed my night tonight.
Likewise, this was too much fun.
It was all right. It was all right, wasn't it? And you made it look pretty. You made it look
badass. It was great.
Well, what are you doing now?
I'm gonna do 5 dozen more interviews.
Yeah, who are you chatting to next? Anyone who I know?
Probably not, but just a few other just fun actors and indie filmmakers. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna check out your page and I'll go through it fully with a fine-tooth comb and have a proper chat with you next time, so I can be a little bit more involved in what you're talking about.
Okay. Badass.
All right, love. Well,
Be safe out there.
Care. Yeah, and you take care, sweet.
Right.
Lots of love.
Peace and love.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up